such opportunity, you can send a text message to the number on the slide, or you can go to beancom.net/global tech. And it's just a short form. Again, we want to know who you are, what you're looking at for, and we'll be able to connect you. But becoming a tech talent is very valuable for those that are looking at the UK markets, and those that are looking at switching from whatever career path they are on at the moment into the tech ecosystem, into a tech field, right? It's a pathway for landing a tech visa, and it's open to both intermediates and advanced level. For beginners, you can come in. We'll just create a roadmap for you that will facilitate your progress to the point where you are also at an advanced level. Right. Baincom also offer what we call the Baincom mentoring platform. Most of the visas opportunity within tech ecosystem will always ask you about your services. What have you given back to your community, or how are you recognized in your field or in your community? And one of the easiest way to get recognition is to become a mentor. So if you are a C-level executive in the chat, please drop it in the chat. We want to connect with you. We also want you to be part of the mentorship program to mentor mentees. These are technology enthusiasts, and folks that are switching career path into tech, and they want to know. A lot of them have a lot of questions. Some of these questions are questions that you must have answered on your path to becoming a C-level executive or to become a seed or a senior developer. So Baincom mentoring platform invites you to come into the platform either as a mentor or as a mentee. So if you're young, if you are switching career path and you're looking for mentorship, we will need you to go to baincom.net/mentor registration, right? And we will pay you either to a mentee or to a mentor that your resume suits, right? So again, if you are a C-level executive, please drop it on the chat. If you are a senior developer open to mentorship, please let us know in the chat and we'll connect to you. One other partner service is called Labs by Baincom, right? Labs by Baincom is a fantastic 3 to 6 month program where you actually build actual products. So if you are new in tech, if you're trying to switch into tech, if you have an idea, you want to build a startup, Labs by Baincom is for you. If you are in services or if you are in consulting in a tech ecosystem, Labs by Baincom is for you, right? Labs by Baincom allows you build a startup from scratch, from ideation to markets and to scale, right? So it's a 3 to 6 month program with 3 to 10 cohorts, individual in a cohort, to curate a startup from scratch, right? The program serves as a practical learning opportunity to improve your career and your portfolio as a techie. So if you're looking to add more stack or more products to your portfolio, Labs by Baincom is a fantastic place to be, right? Most of the visa, like you hear today, they're looking at for individuals that have actually built a product. So you worked in a product-led digital organization, right? Like TechNation will always ask, have you worked in a product-led digital organization? It just means, have you built a product, right? Have you built a startup? So if you've built a product, or if you've built a product, fantastic, you want to build more, this platform is for you. If you haven't built a product at all, right, you want to leverage on Labs by Baincom to build a product and have that experience, whether you're looking out for visa opportunity or you're looking out for career opportunity, because the job market now is very sensitive. The more product experience you have in terms of building a product, the more you stand out in the market as at today. So take advantage of Labs by Baincom. Go to baincom.net/labs by Baincom. This is one of the premium service that Baincom offer. So but once you connect with them, they will advise you and connect you to the next cohorts, right? The Tech Career Coaching Service by Baincom is also a fantastic platform. If you're looking to land your next role, if you're looking to build relevant experience in your target country, you can connect with tech recruiters across the world, and you can connect with jobs offers with work sponsorship, right? Baincom.net for tech career coaching. Again, this is specific to tech careers. So if you're looking for a coaching platform how to navigate the current tech market, right? This is a fantastic opportunity for you. If you go to beacom.net /tech career coaching, again, it's a paid service, right? You would be connected to the administrator of this platform, and he will give you the right information that you can use. Now, our visas packages run across multiple countries. Well, back to eMigr8, right? The UK, the US, Canada, France, Germany, Australia, and across Europe. The nomadic visas across Europe is what we speak to. You can take any of those visa and Google them, right? You'll find loads of information online about them. If you have a question, you can come to our ecosystem and we'll help you unpack them. But these visas speaks to startup visas, speak to talent-based visas, they speak to employment and work-based visa. They speak to nomadic, digital nomad visas and all that. So if you are in the ecosystem, if you're in the tech ecosystem and you are building a startup, you should think about the UK market and you should think about innovator founder visa, right? If you are a startup founder, you should think about the US, taking your product or your startup to the US. You should think about Canada. There's something called the Canadian startup visa, right? You should think about taking your product to these markets, and these startup visas exist to facilitate your movements, facilitates you opening new stores, new offices globally, right? But if you are a talent, an exceptional talent, you are a senior developer, a C-level executive, you are talented, right? You want to look at the global talent visas, right? There's the global talent visa for the UK. There's the global talent visa for Australia. I think it's now called the national visa for Australia. There's the O1 a visa for the US. There's the global talent stream for Canada, and there's the French tech visas, right? You can Google, do your own research. We always encourage people to do their own findings, to do their own research about these visas opportunities, right? And if you have any questions, you can come into our ecosystem and speak to a coach, and we can help you unpack. Again, we are coaches. We have experience applying for these visas. We have experience getting these visas. Now we can advise people on what to do and how to navigate this various visa process. All right. We also have the digital nomad visas, right? For Canada, there's the Canadian temporary permit, right? There's the freelance visa for Germany. There's the subclass visas for subclass 400 visa for Australia. So, and there are different nomad visas, Malta, Cyprus, across the UK, Portugal, that we can speak to. So this list is not exhaustive, right? If you're looking out for those opportunities, please join our communities and we will be able to connect with you, right, and speak more. But I advise that you do a bit of research about the visa and be sure where your interests lie, what you want to do, right? Because these opportunities exist, you have to take advantage of them rightly. Okay. All right. Looking at these business opportunities and you say, oh, well, I don't think I'm globally attractive, right? Or I don't think I qualify for them. I'll say, hang on, right? The lowest common denomination with those visas that I've shown is that you have to be globally attractive. And we've talked about eMigr8, we've talked about our partners that offer you packages and offer you solutions and information that make you become globally attractive, right? At eMigr8, we help appraise your tech profile and position you rightly for opportunities globally. Now, the eMigr8 visas opportunity, the visas opportunity that I will focus on, typically give you pathway to settlement. They allow you to move with your family, right? Again, we are focused strictly for now on tech-enabled opportunities, so tech visas, right? Again, those visa opportunities are beginner friendly because as a beginner, you can plan to apply in the next 6 to 18 months, depending on how fast you want to move. Right. And again, this list is not exhaustive. There are various benefits across digital visas. There's a lot of changes happening now, especially globally when it comes to visa. There are a lot of restrictions. The UK, published a white paper a few weeks ago, right? But one of the industries that they are not reviewing drastically like every other industry is the engineering and IT industry, right? So you want to pay attention to that, and there are benefits in those industries that you can leverage, just to put it out there. We do have a tech paper or a white paper that we publish every now and again around the tech visa landscape globally. So it's called the eMigr8 Tech Visa Landscape paper. So if you want to read about the changes that have happened in the tech landscape in the last 12 to 24 months, right? We do have a new edition. So please, I will drop the link on our app, or if you go to the app, you can download it and you can read through some of the changes that is happening. This is especially important for newbies, important for intermediate or experts. You want to know what are the changes, what are the introductions, what are the things that you should pay attention to, right? It's an insight. It gives you a better eye view of the landscape and also gives you an insight to specific changes that has happened. All right. I don't think I qualified just yet. Hang in there. Hold on. One of the things that we can do to get you to qualify is building a personalized roadmap, right? Whether you are a newbie or you are an expert, right? Everybody can benefit from a roadmap. The journey from newbie to becoming globally attractive can be dotted and can be traced. So from a newbie to a beginner to intermediate, we can draw a roadmap depending on your field, depending on your interest, and depending on the timelines that you want to work with, and we can get you to that point. We have partners that you can leverage on from Last by Income to the tech career coaches. All right, we do have partners that you can leverage on to give you these opportunities to become globally attractive. You just have to be ready to put in the time and the effort it requires. All right. So that again is the personalized roadmap, right, that we do offer, right? So if again you like, okay, before I get to the personalized roadmap, I need to know if this is what my time, this is something, are there opportunities waiting for me on the other side? This is where we have our coach in the house, Coach Buddy, right? Who is going to be sharing today? Hello, buddy. Yeah. Coach
Yeah, I'm
Buddy.
here. Hi.
Yeah. We're handing over to you now, right, to take us through. Are you ready? Or do I go extra mile? Please, guys, use the chats room as we progress. Ask a lot of questions. Put your questions in the chat. The earlier you put it, the earliest we get to your questions, right? And also you can connect with individuals, with friends. It's a community event. At the end of the day, it's just virtual. You can put your LinkedIn if you want us to connect. We also want to know where you're joining from. We also want to know what your particular interest is so that we can speak to that interest, right? So you're welcome, everybody. And the next voice you hear will be that of Coach Buddy.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me at this edition of eMigr8 Open Day. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you're joining from. Today, session or my session today is going to focus on how to qualify for Global Talent Visa from all over the world. That's going to be our focus. But I would like to know where you're joining from. If you could do us a favor, could you drop in the chat where you're joining from? And then I have a second question I'm going to ask you to drop in the chat as well. Today, we will focus on global talent visa from all over the world. They all have a common denominator, and that's the common denominator that we will be focusing on during today's part, my part of today's eMigr8 Open Day session. And so please drop in the chat where you're joining from. It would help us. It would also help us. And I wanted to read a list of visas, and a question I was going to ask is simple. What do these different visa opportunities, what do they have in common? And so I'm going to read up a list of visas, and a question for you is, what do all these visa opportunities have in common? Thank you. I see a number of you dropping where you're joining from in the chat. Fantastic. Do let us know where you're joining from. Okay, so a list. UK Global Talent Visa. France passport talent visa, US EB1 visa, Canadian global talent stream, German blue card, EU blue card visa, EU blue card, Serbian talent visa, Danish positive list, UAE golden visa, Hong Kong quality migrant admission scheme, Thai smart visa, New Zealand talent visa, Chinese talent visa, and there are a few others, but I think you're getting the drift. Could you pop in the chat? What do all these have in common? I'll read the list again, just for those that were not listening. What do you see in common with a number of these visas? UK Global Talent Visa, France Passport Talent Visa, United States EB1 Visa, Canadian Global Talent Stream, German Blue Card, EU Blue Card Visa, Serbian Talent Visa, Danish Positive List, UAE Golden Visa, Hong Kong Quality Migrant Admission Scheme, Thai Smart Visa, New Zealand Talent Visa, Chinese Talent Visa. I read the list. What do they have in common? I think it should be obvious, since that's what we're going to be talking today about. But I just want you to put that on the chat just to make sure that you are following. I see one person have put that in the chat. What do they have in common? And then where we are going today is more, what do they have in common as to qualification criteria? I've read a list of different visa opportunities. What do they have in common as to their possibility and their qualification criteria? You can do a guess in the chat. You can do a guess in the chat. I'm looking out for your guesses, and I'm seeing a few messages because that's our focus today. I'm seeing some guesses in the chat. They are tech related. That's not quite correct. Tech, not quite correct. It's not so much tech, although on this platform and on the eMigr8 platform, we focus on tech talent visas for now. But tech is not really what they have in common in terms of how to qualify. And that's what we will be discussing for most of today's session of eMigr8 Open Day, is how to qualify for global talent visas from all over the world. We would have a particular focus on the UK, US, and Australia today, but we want you to use it to basically figure out to say, regardless of what your destinations are, this is the common denominator across all these visa pathways. And if the question is how to qualify for global talent visa from all over the world, we believe that the answer that we are building is eMigr8. And so the answer is eMigr8, how to qualify for global talent visa from all over the world. But I'm going to drill into the details of that. Because the answer I was looking for is that if you are globally attractive, every one of these visa opportunity, and they are all talent-based visas from all over the world, each one of the opportunity that we talked about, or each one of the opportunities that I read just now, they are all talent-based visas from all over the world, right? And there are several of them from different parts of the world, and they have this common denominator. That common denominator is that if you are globally attractive as a talent, then the different jurisdictions of the world, they want the different jurisdiction of the world, they want you to move to their jurisdiction. They want you to bring your innovation, your ideas, your talent to their jurisdiction because they believe that they are better off. They believe that net you will be a value contributor to their economy as long as you are a talent. You're going to earn high income, which will lead to high taxes in many cases. You're going to be on a high level roles, which means that you're going to create new employment, whether you're an entrepreneur or you are an highly skilled professional working in a different organization as an entrepreneur. You would have supporting roles supporting you, which creates employment. They believe that they don't mind you moving with your family, with your assets, with everything to their jurisdiction because they've calculated it net. They are better off. And so what we say on the eMigr8 platform is that if you are globally attractive, you have options. And you have options of anything you want to do, really. Because we believe that the world should be borderless, particularly for high value contributors such as yourselves. Recently, the UK made an announcement about some of the changes that we're going to make as to their immigration rules. Just to mention to everyone on the call, as at the moment of recording this, those changes are not yet law in the UK. Although the country and their government has given a general direction to say this is the general direction we are going. So most likely, short of maybe there will be legal cases and so on, they've already told you this is what we are expecting to do over the next few, maybe weeks, maybe months, and so on. The truth is, the Home Office has already started making some changes, the ones that they don't need their government and the legislative to approve. Some of those changes are already happening. But most of those changes are not yet law in the UK, just to say. But eventually, many of those changes will become as long as the current government in the UK remains. But a key thing that I want to point your attention to in that white paper, it did go viral. A number of people misread it. A number of people didn't quite understand. And so I want to share my perspective, is that they clearly stated to say these rules is to help us attract the best of the best from the world. This rule is to help us attract the high income earners. These rule changes is to help us make sure that the UK continue to attract the best of the best. They will always have routes available for talents. So for example, when they talked about, oh, it used to be 5 years to indefinite leave to remain, they want to extend it to 10 years, or if a certain Nigerian sister gets into power, she wants to make it 15 years. They clearly stated that there will be ways to reduce that time for talent, for high income earners, for high value contributors into the economy. And this is where we believe you fall, the fact that you're on this call today. And that's why I said that how to qualify for global talent visas from all over the world. The answer is eMigr8. And on the eMigr8 platform, we've built an AI first platform, which we believe would be absolutely useful for your journey. But as I will speak about some of these talent visas, some of their requirements and so on. But I wanted to lead with this today. Because as at this moment, you can actually go to the eMigr8 platform and you can work with the eMigr8 AI for free. You can download the eMigr8 app for free. Just go to emigrate.ai. eMigr8 is spelled EMIGR8.ai, and you can get started on your journey towards being globally attractive. Whether where you are is the fact that you're an absolute beginner and you're just starting your journey, or you're already qualified and you're on the endorsement journey. So if you're on the qualification journey or you're on the endorsement journey, or you've already gotten endorsed and you're on the relocation journey, applying for your visa and then looking to relocate, or you've already relocated and you're looking at integration, or you are looking at a settlement or a pathway to settlement or a pathway to switch, all of this is managed for you on the eMigr8 platform. But I'll come back a little more to talk about the eMigr8 platform. For those that may not be familiar, let us start with what is the Global Talent Visa. Oh, before we go into that, there's one more announcement I wanted to just talk about, just in case people may not be aware. We now have confirmation that Technation will continue to be the endorsing body for the UK Global Talent Visa until at the very least 2028. And when I say UK Global Talent Visa, I mean the UK Global Talent Visa in the field of digital technology. eMigr8 platform actually broke this news, and I'm really proud of the team in terms of breaking the news for this, in terms of announcing even before Technation announced about the confirmation. We were able to know because of some of the Home Office updates that had happened, and that for whatever reason, Technation decided not to announce. And so for those that may have heard things like Technation is shutting down, UK Global Talent for Digital Technology is closing, and so on, the answer is no, it is not closing. You can deduce from this news that that route will be open till at least 2028. What that means for you is that even if you're an absolute beginner, you haven't started your journey in tech before, you can actually qualify for this visa over a period of time. For example, we believe on the eMigr8 platform that within a 1 to 2 year period, you can qualify for the UK Global Talent Visa at the exceptional promise level. This is assuming you don't have any skill in the field of technology before, but you do have transferable skills from other industries. But regardless of where your journey is, regardless of if you have started the journey or you are somewhere in the middle, or you're at intermediate level, or you're at highly advanced level, or you have 20 years of experience and so on in the field of technology, there is a pathway for you from where you are to where you want to be. From where you are to being qualified for these visa opportunities, from where you are to being endorsed as a global talent. And sometimes when we say the word global talent and when we say the word individual with extraordinary ability, a number of people do not realize that we are talking about them. And so I want to say clearly, I am talking about you when I say you can be a global talent. I am talking about you. And we're saying that regardless of where you are in your journey, there's a pathway for you to becoming globally attractive, to becoming recognized and endorsed as a global talent in the field of digital technology. And that's part of what we do on the eMigr8 platform. And as Moody talked to you about earlier, over 80% of what we do on that platform is free. So it's available for you, including this session you are attending or watching the replay video right now. And so our topic is how to apply, how to qualify for Global Talent Visa from all over the world. The Global Talent Visa exists not just in the field of technology. And so just to correct that, when I was talking about the different talent visas, somebody mentioned that, oh, what they had in common is technology. That's not quite correct. Reason I say so is because even the UK Global Talent Visa, they have endorsing body for other industry, for academics, for arts and culture, that's including architecture, fashion, and so on, and then for digital technology. There are multiple endorsing bodies for the different industries for global talent. So it's not just technology that is looking for talent. Same thing with the Hong Kong Quality Migrant Scheme. Same thing with many of the different talent visas. There are a few of them that are heavily biased towards technology, but not all of them. However, this platform where you are on today, the eMigr8 Tech Visa platform, we focus only on technology. We are working very hard in the future to expand, but as at this moment, we are focused on technology. So that's the reason why the one we will focus on is the UK Global Talent Visa for the field of digital technology. And the endorsing body for that visa is Tech Nation, which is why the visa is sometimes called Tech Nation visa. As with other global talent, and I mentioned quite a number of other global talent visas from all over the world as well. But the one I wanted to use to just drill down a little bit is the US EB1 visa. The common denominator, if you didn't get the answer to my question earlier, the lowest common denominator is be globally attractive. If you are globally attractive, you have options and you are able to attract these visa opportunities. You may need to get on a roadmap to qualify. You may need to get on a roadmap to get endorsed, which is that to show yourself as being qualified, to tell the right story, to show your assessors that yes, you are the right person and you're the right person qualified for these visa opportunities. And for many of these visa opportunities, what is different is the way they define how you are globally attractive. For example, some of the talent visas are biased towards the fact that you should have a job offer in the target country. So the likes of the EU Blue Card visa, the German EU Blue Card visa, and the Canada talent stream, they are biased towards the fact that you need to have a job offer in the country that in their country, as in addition to some of these other requirements before you can qualify or before you can get the visa. Whereas there are a number of talent visas where you don't need a job offer, you don't need a job offer by itself for you to qualify for the visa. Whether or not you have a job offer, however, the reason why they call them talent visas, or how the US will call it, is individuals with extraordinary abilities or aliens with extraordinary ability. I'm not sure why they changed the word aliens, but I mean, they now say individuals with extraordinary ability. It used to be called aliens with extraordinary ability. Whichever way, you need to be able to show that you've got talent, you've got extraordinary abilities, you are able to be a leading talent. If I line up 10 people that do the same thing that you do, the profession that you are in, you will come out as top one, top two, or maybe top three in that list. So if I line up 10 C# developers, maybe you will be top one, top two, top three. They don't want everybody. So think about it. If they wanted everyone in the world, that means everyone in the world will move to certain country. Maybe not everyone. People like me may likely not move, right? But many people from all over the world would move to certain countries depending on what they are looking for part-time. And so that would cause problems for the public infrastructure in those countries. However, those countries also know that they want the best of the best. And that is you that they are looking for to move to their jurisdiction or to switch visas in their jurisdiction. The EB1 visa is the one we'll just use to just look at some of the requirements, some of the things that your profile should be like, some of the things that they want you to show, right? And so when you make a petition, and that's what the endorsement process with the US EB1 is, you need to show a number of things. Technically speaking, there are about 10 requirements. You just need to show 3 out of those 10 requirements. But we'll talk about all of them in regardless, so that way you start having an idea, what should my profile look like for me to qualify for these talent-based visas. You need to show evidence of things like that you have been nationally or internationally recognized. And that can mean many things depending on the visas that we are talking about. It could mean prizes and awards from recognized organization. It could mean you being you being recognized within a certain association or a group, and so on. You may want to show things like membership in association in your field, which particularly the ones that demand extraordinary or outstanding achievement. You may want to show things like published materials. What are the kinds of things you've done? Have you written a book before? Have you, if you are in research, for example, your journal, has it gone out in industry papers? Have you had really good citations for those kinds of journals and all of that? Have you got a patent? Have you had original discovery and so on? Do you have proof of innovation? Have you authored professional information, and have you made impact in your field? Have you discovered something in your field that people are now using? Have you made some changes in your field? Have you made contributions to your field? Have you displayed some of the things that you've done? Has it been showcased? Some of your articles, has it been showcased in some of the national newspapers? And so on. I can go on and on in terms of what people use for them to be able to determine, are you globally attractive? High salaries. High salaries is also part of what you can look at. Have you earned high salaries? Have you earned high salaries? And there are so many of these different criteria that you would need to show to be able to show that you are globally attractive. Now, we could drill down into, but I'm looking at the time, and we could drill down into all of these different criteria and all. But I think the key point I wanted to make is this, that what they've done is that they've actually shown you what your profile needs to look like. What you can do is that you can do a self-assessment of where your profile is today. And then you can map a journey from where your profile is today to where your profile needs to look like to qualify for these visas. And please don't say it's impossible. We have many successes in our community, on our platform, that have gone through this journey. They've become successful, and they are also coaching other people, such as yourself, to become successful as well. That's why we exist. We have tens of successes, and we have hundreds of people in our community who are growing their profile towards qualifying for each and every one and many of these different opportunities from all over the world. How hard is it really for you to become a member of your industry association, for example? Is it that difficult? How hard is it to contribute to open source technologies, for example? How hard is it really to write an inspired paper for you to actually start making some sort of change, impact in your ecosystem? These are some of the things that they take a look at, and these are some of the things that you can start building from scratch. Some of these things are common denominator across different kinds of talent-based visas. And one of the points I wanted to make is that there are a number of us that some of us don't want to put ourselves out there. Although we've done a lot of things and we can potentially do a lot more. I've worked with people who are talents who get lots of invitations, and what they naturally do is they say no. When somebody invites them to say, come and share your knowledge here, come and mentor this person, come and judge this hackathon, come and do this, come and do this, the default answer is typically no. We've also seen people who are not able to talk about their achievements well enough. People not being able to show themselves to say, yes, it's good to be a team player, but in some cases, you need to be able to say, oh, this is what I did. This is how I showed myself as I made impact in my ecosystem, in my workplace. For many of these visa opportunities as well, they are interested in knowing what did you do inside your work, but then they are also interested in knowing what did you do outside of your typical work. So they're interested in knowing, and I'll just jump to, they're interested in knowing what did you do in terms of what kind of impact did you make in your day-to-day work? If you were not in that role, what would have been missing? They're interested, but they're also interested in what you do outside your day-to-day work. What kind of contribution have you made to the wider ecosystem? These are the kinds of things that you need to start considering in terms of if you are targeting or you are interested in a talent-based visa or the other. It's important to mention that what we are advocating there is not for you to pretend to be globally attractive. We are saying become globally attractive and then you have options. Become globally attractive and then you unlock all of these different opportunities for yourself. And that could shape yourself and your families. Or you could even decide not to use it in some cases. So we have clients on the platform who's gotten the different visas, but they've chosen not to relocate and chosen to stay in their own countries. Because if you are globally attractive, you have options. With the UK Global Talent Visa, they use 5 criteria, and then you need to qualify under 3 out of the 5 criteria. The 5 criteria says that number 1 is you need to show proof of proof of you being a leading talent. Then you need to show proof of innovation, proof of recognition, proof of significant impact, and then proof of academic excellence. Of the last 4 that I mentioned, you need to pick 2. The first one is mandatory. The other 2, the last 4 out of 4, you need to pick 2 where you will qualify under. And we advocate that if you're interested in particularly the UK Global Talent Visa or any one of these talent-based visas from all over the world, or any visa at all, really, read the policies. In the case of the UK Global Talent Visa, read the guide because it will help you in what it is that they are looking for. Because for many Western countries and many developed economies, they will clearly tell you what they are looking for. They are not allowed to make it in such a way that it is not transparent, because you can accuse them of being racist or being there are many of those things, or even ageism. So don't say you are too old. Many of them do not have age limits beyond the age of retirement in their country, right? Because by the age of retirement, then you should be retired. That's what they believe, right? But aside from that, you can accuse them of ageism to say it's because I'm too old or because I'm black or because I'm female that you did not consider me. And so for many of these developed economies, they will publish exactly what they are looking for. Exactly. Your job is to look at it to say, yes, this is what they are looking for, and then compare to say, where are you now? Where are you looking for? But remember what I said at the beginning of my presentation today is that if your question is how to qualify for global talent visa in the UK, US, Canada, and Australia, and technically speaking, global talent visa from all over the world, we believe the answer is eMigr8, because we built a platform that makes that entire journey easy. We built that platform in such a way that you are able to use it for what it is that you need. It comes with not just the technology, but one-to-one coaching session, both short and strategic coaching sessions that you can use when you need it. So for example, if you are doing it yourself, and we support a very vibrant do-it-yourself community, which means that you are taking that journey yourself. You are doing many of these things I've talked about yourself. Sometimes you may just need a little bit of support, a little bit of help, a little direction there. You've got 10,000 hours of information about a particular visa. You just need a 1 minute that is relevant to you part time. How do you find that? We've created a coaching network for coaches who are you are able to book a call with them, and then the coaches are able to point you in the right direction. And there are several different features available on the eMigr8 platform. But I'll use this as my closing, and then I'm going to hand over to Moody for questions to say we've also made a number of free resources available on the eMigr8 platform if you are applying for the likes of the UK Global Talent Visa. We're working on making more resources available across board because we have resources available on the platform today for the US routes, EB1, O1, EB2. A number of people don't realize that if you have a UK master's, you are likely qualified or at least close to qualifying for the US EB2 NIW, National Interest Waiver. A number of people don't realize that. And so even if the UK decides to say, and we are going to shut down anything as regards talent from in the UK, they can't do that, by the way. Their entire economy depends on it. But in case they were even going to say that, or there's war like what happened in Ukraine, you have options from all over the world. And a number of people also relax to say, oh, I'm on skilled worker visa. And then they are just relaxed. They don't continue to build their profile towards being globally attractive. We don't think it's the best strategy. The reason is because we now see an increased number of people who are on a skilled worker visa. And what happened to them, unfortunately, was they lost their job, redundancy. And so all of a sudden, some people went from being very comfortable, 1 more year or 2 more years to settlement, to now looking for a new visa sponsorship in 60 days. We were able to support some on the platform, but some, if your profile is not right at a certain level, then you need time to build that profile over a period. And so don't wait till when it is now urgent. It is now 2 months for you to find a new sponsorship. If you have a 1 year journey, for example, then start your journey today. Start what you need to do. And what we ask you to do first is have a roadmap for yourself. That roadmap will tell you what you need to do today so that in X time you qualify, and then in X plus Y time you can apply successfully for some of these visa opportunities from all over the world that we've talked about. With the UK Global Talent Visa, a number of resources are available to you directly on the eMigr8 platform. Like I said, many of them are free, but then we do charge a premium for some of the resources on the platform as well. We have do-it-yourself templates available on the UK on the eMigr8 Tech Visa platform for UK Global Talent Visa. We've got access, and we can direct you access to the Discourse channel. This is not an eMigr8 run channel, but eMigr8 supports this channel. And this is where a number of visa alumni, other people that have gotten the visa before, contribute to be able to give you access to information. You can put your profile on there to say, what do you think? This is what I'm looking at doing, and so on. People are able to contribute and give you feedback as quickly as possible. You can get access to the WhatsApp group where we do Tech Nation Niger application support, and that's also available to you. And then we do office hours. These are group coaching sessions, and this is free and premium because the first one is free, but then if you want more than just one, then you will need to start paying for it by getting on a subscription plan. And some of our subscription plans start as low as £25 a month, really. Right. And then you can get on a subscription plan, but the first one is free. And sometimes all you need may be just that first one to say, let me get on a call with a coach, let me share my screen, show them what I've done, and see if I'm getting it or I'm in the right track or not. The AI, we're building more, but we already have a lot on the eMigr8 AI with information, education, inspiration. All of that is available today for you on the eMigr8 AI platform. We have open days such as today, where we drill down into information, and we've collated a number of these open day videos. So if you are looking for someone who has done the Global Talent Visa in your particular knowledge track. So for example, if you're looking for one for growth marketing, digital marketer, we can recommend the right one for you. If you're looking for one for a software engineer, we can recommend the right one for you, and so on. I mentioned that one thing you want to start with is have a roadmap for yourself. In case you didn't get anything today, two things I've said: be globally attractive. It is you that we are talking about, that you can be globally attractive. But the second one is, as of today, have a roadmap for yourself to say, this is the visa I'm targeting, or this is what I'm targeting as regards being globally attractive. And this is what I need to do today to be able to get there. We also give you access to short coaching sessions. And the short coaching sessions, the first one is free, and we do have a gift for you because you have stayed on this call till this time. Moody will talk about the gift. If you want more, then you can also book that using some of the subscription plans, or book a package on the eMigr8 platform. With the road mapping, for example, if you don't want to do it yourself, you can actually book strategic sessions to help you with the roadmap, to say, I want a coach that understands this and is also going to be able to spend some time understanding your own unique circumstance. And based on that, you and the coach, on a do it with me approach, will be able to work together to get a roadmap for you, right? This is part of our personalized coaching sessions that is available on the platform. That is one of our premium plans. But then you could also look at doing it yourself using some of the templates, and then you could just book one of the short coaching sessions to get a quick review of what it is that you have done for yourself. We also do targeted group coaching sessions of small cohorts of people who are currently working towards an application over maybe in the next 3 months and all, so that in addition to you supporting each other within that premium community, you have a coach that is able to support and handle you for your journey. We also have this available on a one-to-one basis, depending on what it is that you're looking for. And so, like I said, these are just a number of the resources, particularly if you're doing it yourself, that are available to you on the eMigr8 platform. But that's the do-it-yourself. Most of our it yourself is free. If you need a little bit of support, you can pay for things like the premium road mapping session, and then you do it yourself. We also have other plans that are available as well. We have plans like the Do It With Me, where you have a coach and holding you to help you get all of these things that I've said done over a period of time. And then we have a Do It For Me model, which is premium, where if you're a busy professional, I'm not really going to have time to do all of these things myself. I need someone to help with logistics, technical writing. I need someone to help with project management. I need someone to help with making sure we execute efficiently all the things that my coach is asking me to do so that I qualify and I apply successfully. We also have a do it for me plan. I would say do it for me does not mean that you will not do anything at all. It just means that most of the challenges and most of the things that you will need to do, there would be ways in which we can help manage that to reduce the risk on you, and also reduce the time required for you to get some of those things done. So regardless of where you fall, whether it's the do-it-yourself free or do-it-yourself within our premium community, or you are on a do-it-with-me or a do-it-for-me, the important thing is be globally attractive. Build your profile, start with a roadmap, and then gradually you will work towards qualifying, because based on the requirement, many of these, like I've shown you today, are similar, but based on those requirements, you can chart your own roadmap and then you can continue from there. Something I failed to mention is that you can start with our pre-evaluation form. There's a pre-evaluation on the app that you can go into right now. It's free as well. And you can put in your profile and it will give you ideas of, oh, these are some of the visas we think you're already qualified for. These are some of the visas that we feel like you'll be qualified for over a period of time. And then also with the AI is able to start working with you to generate roadmap of some of the things that you can continue doing. And so you have access to human coaches and you have access to helpful AI assistants and AI guides as well on the eMigr8 platform. What else do you need for your journey? It's just you then taking the very first step and getting started. And so hopefully this was helpful. And now we will pause here for questions.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you for such a detailed session. Right, so we are now officially in the Q&A session, and if you have a question, pop it in the chats, and I'm going to take as many questions as we get. Right, we have a few minutes, right? So let's take advantage of it. If you have a thought, if you have a question, if you need any clarification, either with regards to the visa opportunities or with regards to the eMigr8 packages, please do drop the question. And but could Badi stay in the house? He was able to share more thoughts, more explanation to every given question, right? Yes. While I wait for the question, let me pull up this slide just so that you are still, yeah, okay. All right. So let's get this question right. How to qualify for global talent visas in the UK, the US, Canada, and Australia. Buddy has shared a lot on those, things you need to know, things you need to take advantage of. Right. One, it says be globally attractive. What does it mean to be globally attractive? How can you navigate that? All right. But yeah, we have a question. Right. Let's see if we can pinpoint that. All right. So the question we have is if you are looking for, does the eMigr8 platform, so if you are qualified for the UK Global Talent Visa, do you still need to do extra work to qualify for the US O1 visa, or can you use the same application to apply for both?
So if you are qualified for UK Global Talent Visa, it is more than likely that you are qualified for US O1 visa, more than likely. However, the technicalities of the application for the US Global, US O1 visa is much more, which is why in a number of cases you would likely need a lawyer to petition for you. You can self-petition yourself, just don't get me wrong, but your chances of success would be lower. On the eMigr8 platform, we do have connections and networks and community of lawyers who have 100% success rate on the O1 visa and the EB1 and the EB2, 100% success. But the reason why they have 100% success is because they assess themselves the clients that they bring on board before they take them on. And so what we do in partnership is that eMigr8 is able to help you from where you are to the point when you are able to be brought on board the service of our law firm partners who are able to then help you with the petition. With the UK Global Talent Visa, you can apply by yourself. The application process is simpler than the US one, and you can actually do the application yourself. But eMigr8 is able to help you from the point of view of, am I qualified already? Am I telling the right story? Can someone take a quick look at my application, maybe share screen, look at the letters, look at my recommender letter, look at my personal statement? Does it tick the boxes that it needs to tick to show that I'm globally attractive? You can actually put your profile in the AI as well. And what the AI will do is it will give you ideas and all, because we've trained the AI on a number of publicly sourced Tech Nation visa rejection. So these are not rejections from our platform, but there's a number of publicly sourced rejections. We've trained the AI on that. And so it's able to help you start showing you to say, oh, this is what you need to do differently. This, you may not be telling the right thing here. Can you clarify this? Can you make sure you give the right context so the assessor understands your context of what it is that you're talking about in terms of your application? But the short answer is if you're qualified for UK Global Talent Visa, you are more than likely qualified. If not qualified already, you are close to qualifying for the US O1, but the technicalities of the US O1 or the US EB1 or US EB2 is much more than the UK Global Talent Visa. So you would need a lawyer in addition to eMigr8 for the US ones. You would need just eMigr8, not necessarily a lawyer, except you need legal advice or immigration advice for UK Global Talent.
All right, fantastic. So we had a question earlier. Steve is saying, hi team. I'm interested in the EB2 NIW visa package, right? That means you're interested. So he's interested in, I don't know if that's a question or if he just said that's where your interest is, right? So Steve, if you want to follow that up with a question, is there a challenge you want us to help you unpack? Is there a question you have? So that we can speak to that, right? And
Wait for Steve to do that. I'll just mention that you can go on the platform and you can apply for our USEB2 package. What you would need to do is the first thing we do before we bring you on the full package is that you will need to do an assessment. And what you will need to do is submit your CV, your LinkedIn, your CV to us. What would happen is we'll then be able to assess that. Based on that, we'll be able to determine where you are at this moment, whether or not you will need where you are on your roadmap and what you will need to do next. If you're already qualified, then what you will be doing is the application roadmap. If you are not yet qualified, then you will need to go on the qualifying roadmap first before the application roadmap. So your next step is book that on the app or let us know via WhatsApp or however, and then you can go on from there to determine are you qualified already. If yes, then happy to work with you. Are you not qualified already? If yes, still happy to work with you, but starting with helping you qualify first on the platform.
all right, what portal are they submitting their LinkedIn to? Because Charles has dropped his LinkedIn and is asking, am I qualified for the Global Talent Exceptional Promise? Right. So what portal should they submit their LinkedIn to?
So this will have to go through the app. What you need to do is download the eMigr8 app, or you can chat on WhatsApp and book a one-to-one coaching session with an eMigr8 coach. You can start with the short coaching session. And as I mentioned, we do have a gift if you're on this call till this time. Moody will mention that. Book a one-to-one coaching session with a coach, and that's how you get started with that's with the UK Global Talent. With the USO, will be the USO one. Before we do a full coaching session with you, we want to see your CV. So that way we will know to direct you to either the application route with the EB, or we want to direct you to the qualifying route for the EB.
All right. So I think I will just make that announcement now. If you are still on the call at this point in time, you've won yourself a 10-minute coaching session, free coaching session, right? Do join the community. I think an administrator have shared the link to join the community earlier on the chat. I will ask that he reshares it. Join the community. There are several links there. Just click on any of the link, either WhatsApp, Telegram community, and just say you were part of the June 4th open day, and the administrator is able to schedule you to speak with a coach. So congratulations, you've won yourself a 10-minute coaching session, right? If you want more 10-minute coaching session, then you have to download the app and use it for straight 1 week. You will get additional 10-minute coaching session. So like I said, we come giving gifts, right? There are a lot of free stuff in the community. It's a portal where you get information, right? The idea is to make sure everybody has the right information that they can leverage, that they can use, right, to move from point A to the preferred destination. So once again, congratulations. Do use those links to join the community, and you can access the coaching session. Come to those coaching session with specific questions that you have that is pertaining to your application, and we'll be glad to unpack it with you. All right. Coach Badi, I don't know if you can speak more on the importance of having the technician guys still involved in the technician endorsement for the UK, because there's a lot of rumors in the last couple of months and weeks. I dare say in the last couple of in the last year, there've been a lot of rumor around technician not continuing as the endorsing body. For what I see is I see stability in fact for the fact that they are continuing. But do we envisage that they would not bring in new changes to the application process? And how can what can we expect from this? If you can just touch on that.
Sure. So just for context, and I mentioned it during my session earlier, is that we now are clear where we are going, at least for the next 3 years until 2028, to say Tech Nation is the endorsing body for UK Global Talent Visa, and it will remain so, except something drastic happens for the next till 2028. And this is stemming out of 2023 when Technician lost a major government contract that forced them to shut down. And then they eventually got bought by a different company called Founders Factory, who continued the name Technician. So the Technician brand now is under Founders Factory rather than Technician Limited, which was the company as at that time. And then there were rumors to say Barclays was going to take over the endorsing at some point and a bunch of things like that. And the Home Office also started a bidding process, and there were two. I can't name the second. There were two that were eventually shortlisted to the end. And sometime in January, it wasn't sure whether or not January 2025, it wasn't sure whether or not Technician would actually win. But eventually, we then got confirmation in May 2025 that they had won the bid and they would continue as the endorsing body. Technician has also made changes and they will continue to make changes. So in January 2025, they actually published some updates to the Technician Visa Guide, which you should be aware of if you're actually on the journey of the Technician Visa. They published updates to the guide, and also in terms of the way they are assessing. So one of the ones is we've seen people that go out and do backdated news articles and things like that. Technician would not allow those anymore. They now actually investigate whatever articles that you have out there to say when it was actually published, not the dates that is showing on the newspaper. And some of our major national newspaper are now being named as unreliable by Technician because they've seen many people misuse those opportunity. And when I say our, there I mean Nigerian national newspaper. A number of those are now tagged as unreliable because they have seen it misused a number of times too many. There are similar things from different countries. If you are from other countries outside of a few other countries and all, they actually are looking for, I mean, this is more like body language than anything, is that there are a couple of countries that has a lot of applicants and a lot of successes, and there are some countries where not many people are applying. And so they really want to start seeing more people applying from all over the world. So they are getting the best of talents from everyone in the world. But in terms of the visa criteria, they will keep changing it. They will keep, as they see people misuse or as they see trends in the guide and so on, there'll be new changes to the guide. On the average, there are usually one change to the guide or one update to the guide every year on the average. And we expect that there will be another update towards the end of 2025 on the guide based on some of the things they've been doing recently in the way applications are being processed. But the stability we do have is that the guide is still the law, if you want to think of it that way. And as long as you qualify under the guide, you will get the endorsement. And as long as you qualify under the guide, you will get the visa. The only reason why you wouldn't get the visa at that point is if you've committed immigration crime or you've overstayed a visa in the past, or any of those adverse immigration history. Those are the reason why you wouldn't get the visa. And so it's an open route for people in the UK to switch to, or people to move to the UK on.
All right, fantastic. So let's come back to the global talent visas. Right. For Australia and for Canada, right, are there specific things that differentiates them from the UK global talent visa? If there are, so that people can take notes of these specific indexes or these numbers that say if you're looking at Canada startup visa, these are the things you should focus on. If you're looking at the Australian the national visa, startup visa, the yeah, so these are the if you can just touch on those right while we start winding down. I think we have less than 15 minutes to the end of this session. Right.
Yes,
So if you have more questions, this is your time to drop it in the chat. Right.
okay then. So a major difference between the Canada one and the UK one is with Canada, you need a job, and it's a job that would actually go through a number of the processes for you to be able to get the visa at the end of the day. And Canada has also had a bit of reduction in terms of the routes are still open, but they've made conscious efforts to reduce in some cases a number of talents that they bring in some specific routes. So that's a major difference between UK and Canada. Canada is called the Global Talent Stream. UK is called the Global Talent Visa. With Australia, Australia used to have a Global Talent Visa. The name of the visa was called Australia Global Talent Visa, but they stopped that in December 2024 and they replaced it with a new one called Australia National Innovation Visa. They brought the requirement of Australia National Innovation Visa closer to how the UK Global Talent Visa operates today. You would need recommenders, you need an invitation and things like that with the Australia National Innovation Visa. Unlike the old Australia Global Talent Visa, where you needed to have a higher degree, and so a number of PhDs, not every PhD qualified, but you would either have to have a PhD or you needed to be earning a really high salary and all to qualify. They've made it in a way where it will attract the best of the best, and they've made it closer to some of the requirements of the UK Global Talent Visa as well. So just to give you an idea of some of the things, but it's easier to discuss on a case by case basis, on a visa by visa basis. Don't forget, we don't offer immigration advice or legal advice, but we're able to offer you time of the coach. We're able to offer you experience, exposure, direction, coaching, and holding on the platform, particularly if you're on a journey towards being globally attractive.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, buddy. So I've gone ahead to drop the link to our community. Just use any of the links to join the community. All right. And when you are in the community, just drop a message to say I was part of the June 4th open day. The administrator of the group of that community that you have joined will connect you to a coach for your 10-minute session. All right. Congratulations once again. All right, buddy, we need to speak to different categories of people who are, exploring the talent visa, the global talent visas. All right. We would, from a beginner's point of view, understand that you have to do like a roadmap session to be able to grow. But I want to focus more on the senior developers, and I want to also focus more on C-level executive and folks in the UK who are trying to switch visas. Right. So those are the three categories I want us to speak to today. If you are a senior developer, you built a lot of products or you built certain products, right? What should you be looking at when it comes to the talent visas? If you're a C-level executive, you have managed at the highest level and you're looking to migrate, what should you be looking at? And if you're already in the UK, right, and you're trying to switch maybe from student visas, from care visas, or from a short-term based visa, work visas, to the Global Talent UK visa, what advice would you have for those three categories of people?
Sure. And I believe that every one of those categories also needs a roadmap. If your roadmap is not qualification roadmap, then it would maybe be the endorsement or the application roadmap. you will still need a roadmap of what it is you're doing. But let me take it step by step and then to answer the question. For the absolute beginner, don't feel bothered that, oh, this journey seems long, right? The truth is that there are ways to speed up the process, and the platform such as eMigr8 is able to help you in that whole speeding up the process. In terms, you still need to qualify, don't get me wrong. It's just that rather than trying to figure it out yourself or stumbling onto the answer, you have a directed guide of how to do it. In many cases, with hand holding from people that have done it in the past or people that have helped other people do it in the past. So there's a lot of support there for you. If you're at intermediate level as well, you want to also have some sort of roadmap to say, do a self-assessment of where you are today and an assessment of where you need to get to, and then a direction of how you want to get there exactly. And that would be part of what you want to do on a platform such as eMigr8. At every touch point, you can have short sessions or strategic sessions to focus on what you need to do part-time, even if it's skills, more skill acquisition or more experience or more direction or more exposure and so on. You need to have a plan rather than stumbling into the answer. And don't get me wrong, a few people have stumbled into qualifying. A few people have qualified by just doing things that they naturally were doing, but then all of a sudden they just found out that the things they were naturally doing also corresponded with the things that they were looking for. But we're saying that you can be more strategic in your journey and you can be more strategic with a platform such as eMigr8 and using the AI tool to be your assistant for this journey, which is a step-by-step journey, and you can take it step by step. For the people who are highly advanced and highly experienced, what I would say is you are probably already the talent that they are looking for. But sometimes we relax in the sense that, oh, we feel like these opportunities will be open forever. The honest truth is it wouldn't be. Although we now know that with the UK Global Talent is going to be open till the 2028 and all of that, at the very least, it won't be open forever. And so it's best for you to do what you need to do now. You still need a roadmap too, though, because your roadmap may now be about how you tell your story, how you show yourself as being qualified, what kind of things are you showing? And then in case there are still some gaps in your profile, then you want to spend some time filling those gaps in your profile. Don't wait till when you are ready to apply and realize that, oh, there's something I could have been doing 1 year ago that I wasn't doing. And so I'm not qualified today because those things I could have done 1 year ago, I've not done. And I've known about these routes for years. I've known about them, but I never did anything about it. We've seen people like that on the platform, and don't be like that, right? If a busy professional, then you can use the likes of the Do It For Me plan on the eMigr8 platform that can help you get many of these things sorted while you are able to focus on some of the other things that you're doing that are also priority to you, while this your journey priority to you is being supported using project management and logistics, technical writing, business analysis, and all the things that will be provided there for you. But you could also use the do-it-yourself approach to say, oh, I'm going to do it myself. I just need a bit of support. That is also part of what we support on this platform, and we would like to make sure that we help. If you're trying to switch visas, you're already in one of these countries, you're not in a pathway to settlement, you're trying to switch, the requirement in many cases is exactly the same. Exactly the same. The only thing is that you may need to be more strategic in the way you present yourself. You may need to be more strategic in the way you contextualize some of your successes and some of the things that you've done and so on. It's harder for you to give bobo. It's harder for you to say things or garnish images because the assessor probably would be clear on what it is that you're saying or not saying. So you need to do your own work well, but you need to also work towards qualifying, and then you can put in a successful application because you are qualified. If you're working on an application at the moment, eMigr8 is here to support you. You can use your 10-minute session, for example, to share screen to say, can you take a quick look at this or that thing, and so on in my application journey. And we now offer short coaching sessions as part of bundles where you can buy a number of short coaching sessions and you can spread them out in the way that you do want to spread them out to help your journey as needed. We offer group coaching sessions where you can be in a small group with other people currently working on this application as well. And so you can share ideas with each other, but then you have a coach that is able to direct and help your journey on the platform as well. So we built the support system that you need, whether you are the beginner, you are the intermediate, you are the advanced, you are the switching visa, or you are the ready to apply needing some help.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for taking time to break it down. Right. Thank you. If you have been listening, I'm sure you've gotten enough. So please share on the chat, share on social media what you have learned from today's open day. We want to hear feedback from you. We want to know if this information is serving you rightly, right? So do share. We want to know that we are reaching the right audience and we're speaking speaking to the right people, right? If you need more training, please join the community. We're able to connect with you, and we're able to direct you to the right information, right? So someone's asking, I need more training. Please, will Bincom Desla be able to carry me through? We like to speak more, we like to know what coaching service you are looking out for, right? And of course, the Bincon team will be available to work with you, right? And through your process, from depending on where you are, but till you get to the point where you can attest yourself that you are now globally attractive. Yeah. So there are trainings. We have partners that we can recommend to you. We have the Bincom Global Talent. We have the Tech Career Coaching Service. We have the Bincom programs that you can be part of, right? So take advantage of this opportunity. Take advantage of this opportunity. They are looking at you. Do take advantage of them. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Hopefully, this session has been rewarding. Hopefully, you will take one or two lessons and apply it in getting to that destination of becoming globally attractive, and you will take it further by going to do your research, right, about the visa route that you're interested in. And if you have a question, please come into the community and ask. Please book a coaching session, right? Download our app. There are a lot of resources on our app. We have videos, we have resources, and if we haven't talked about a visa route that you're interested in, and you're on the chat or you're on the call or you're seeing this video or you're seeing this replay, please drop it as a comment to say, I'm interested in this particular visa route. Can you guys speak on it? Do you guys have, information on this visa route? And we'll be ready to respond, oblige you. And if possible, have those sessions, bring the thought leaders in those sessions, in those field, to come speak to us on those tech visa. Again, the caveat is that it has to be tech-enabled visa pathway. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Coach Badi, for your time. Thank you. This recording, this session will be available on the app immediately following the session. So you can go watch a replay, and you can also send the link to your community, to anyone who have missed it, who you think will benefit from this information. You can send the links to them, and they can also be part of it. Remember, 85% of what we do is free. So take advantage. Joining the community is free. Take advantage of that. You have a free coaching session. Please do show up, all right, and speak to the coach and use the information. And we're here. We're your travel buddies. We're here to make sure, right, you get to your destination in the right way and in the right manner. All right. Thank you, everyone. And do have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you.